Hello, everybody. We're back for another view of my naval experience in detail. Now, this one's going to be a bit more complicated. I was thinking about how to do this. How does one explore this? Because I was on this base for almost 4 years, and there's a lot of information to take in, a lot of time to cover. So I'm going to break it up into roughly the 3 years I was there. My training, which was 1 year, my experience with the security team and the submarine, which was about a year, and then my experience again with the submarine, or not the submarine, sorry, the security team, which was again another year before I left. I was there for the majority of my naval career. I was in the Navy for 5.5 years, and 3 of those years were spent here. Over 3 of those years. So here we are. This is the main boulevard, Route 12, that goes along the entire length of the base, as you can see. Once Google Maps catches up to itself. There we go. This is all the base. All to the left of this road is the base, going the whole way up along here. And yes, this is still the base all the way over here. Even though it doesn't look like a base, you can see over there in the distance, that's part of the base. It keeps going. This is all base property up to the left and the north here of the road. And the base goes the whole way up here. Then there's a road that splits off here. And around the back. Whee! And this back road comes over here. Come on, Google. You can do it. Thank you. Oops, I just skipped a whole bunch of the base. But you can see. Comes over here. Here's the back gate. The back gate, which is never open, by the way. This back gate does not open unless it's like really, really important. But then this is also the base on both sides of the road now. You can see the base either side. I will be going into more detail once I start the stories. But yes, this is all the base. This entire area we're encompassing that Google Maps is failing to render. Why do you fail me? Oh my god. Ugh. Anyways, yes, base, 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 all the base. And oh my god. Google, I swear to god, I'm going to eviscerate you. More base. Anything with these black or green roofs, it's the base. That's how you can tell, really. These black and green roofs are everywhere, and some of these white ones, too. But yes, base, base, field, also the base. Not technically the base, but also technically the base, oddly enough. More on that later. So yes, this is Submarine Base, New London, in Connecticut, and that's where I spent the initial 3 years of my, or 3.5 years of my naval experience after I was done with boot camp. Everyone comes in the same way to this base. Over here on the Route 12, they turn onto Crystal Lake Road, they drive over here, they come to the main gate, and if you're coming from boot camp, you are on a bus. And you get greeted at the gate by some a very friendly fellow. It's usually a security guard. I was one of them at one point, but that's a story for later. You come here, have the shit scared out of you because the security guard's armed and usually a petty officer. And the last experience you had of the petty officer was of them yelling at you, so you're not happy to see them, and they're not happy to see you. But you carry on anyways. You drive up along this road, wee, all the way over here, up around here, upsy daisy. You come over here, you're going up this road this time, over here, down here, and you stop right here. Oddly enough, you're not supposed to go this way, but my bus did for some reason. Don't ask me why it stopped there, but it did. And we all filed out here, went in here, dropped our stuff off in a big pile back here. Then we did this. We marched down here through the underpass. Down the long stairs that are falling the fuck apart. I kid you not, they are falling apart. Over to here with this ship-like building. This actually is modeled to look like a ship superstructure and does a somewhat good job. That's not a pool, by the way. It's a skylight. And you go in here. You meet the peoples. They say, hello, welcome to hell. Ahoy, mateys. And then you go back up here, up the stairs that are falling apart. You don't go get your stuff. No, not yet. You go up under this underpass, up here, around this way, upsy-daisy along the road, up this way, to the very top of the base, or very damn near the top of the base, into this building here, which we'll come back to. You get your room key, then you go back down here, down the hill once more, whee, to this building again, and you're given your stuff, told to take it to your room, and voila, you've just had your first day at Naval Sub Base New London. Ahoy! Now, for those of you uneducated enough to believe this, when you're there, a couple things happen. First off, if you're a new guy, you of course get harassed. New guys always get harassed. Or actually, new gals now, too. There are new gals now. I wasn't in the submarine fleet when women were allowed, but women are allowed in the submarine fleet. It hasn't been that successful so far, but they're trying. Bless them. Anyways, I was over here. I'm not sure if we can get a good view. Let's see. I was on the third deck, which is right here. So I was one of these. I was right here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly which window is mine exactly, but I was right here in somewhere in this stretch right here. That was my room for my first year or so at the Navy, or not a year, like first. I guess it was my first 4 months on this base. Was right here was where my room was. And moving on back to what I was saying, when you first show up, you hear a lot of stupid shit. In fact, everywhere you go in the Navy, you hear a lot of stupid shit. And it's up to you whether or not you believe it. The stupid shit that gets told to new guys is that you have to get your mattress stamped to verify that it's yours. So the joke is that the new guy hears this and then takes his mattress down to the quarterdeck, which is down on the bottom floor in this section of the building right here, and says, "Hey, I'm here to get my mattress stamped," and everyone laughs at him. And then the poor idiot has to carry his mattress upstairs again. I did not fall for that. I thought it sounded idiotic, and I was right. I knew guys who did fall for that, and I laughed at them with everyone else because we're a productive culture. The other one is you have to test your sea bag, which is the big green bag you're always seeing military blokes carrying around. You have to test that for watertight integrity. In other words, fill it with water. And I, again, did not fall for that, thankfully, but I knew guys who did, and oh my god, was it funny. Your bag smells awful afterwards. It's not designed to get wet. At least not that wet. But yeah, so we're here. Welcome to Naval Submarine Base, New London. And I'm going to cover with you, first I'm going to cover with you a week of school, and then I'm going to cover with you the specifics of what goes on. What kind of training, etc. we do while we're here. So every day for your first 4 months, if you are a technical specialist, which I was, that includes sonar technicians, fire control technicians, pretty much everyone. But we'll go over the first 4 months as a technician, and I'm not going to go into detail with everyone else. If someone else who's been there wants to elaborate below, by all means do so. But as a technician, you start out school every day here, you march up here, and there's actually a secret path you can go up here, right around the edge of the lake. This is Rock Lake, by the way. Do not swim in it. Do not eat the fish. Oh my! Whatever you do not do either of those things. It is extremely unhealthy. You can catch the fish, but do not eat them. You come up here, around here, up here, pop, and then up the hill you go. And you go over here, cross the road, down the hill, into here. And you have to be in seats, ready to go. Ideally by 6:45, but class starts at 7 in this building right here. And that's your weekly in and out. Mondays, you muster up your hello, how are you, welcome aboard, blah, blah, blah. You're doing your business. Now, the fun part is we had a very zany lead instructor, who's just all kinds of bonkers, and is appropriate for a submarine force guy. I mean, he was our first class, and I don't know if he's still in the fleet at this point. I have no clue what he's up to at this point. I haven't kept in touch with him. But he was a very, very fun individual. He made fun of us, we made fun of him, we made fun of everybody. It was a good laugh. And again, day in, day out. In here, then lunch would sound, you'd go back down the hill, no shortcut this time, just straight back down the hill to this building, which is the galley where the food was served. During the summer months, it was actually a lot of fun. Back here, they had a barbecue pit set up. They'd set a big barbecue pit up right here. Actually, that might be it. Is it set up right now? In this image? What is all that? Oh, no, those are the benches. Oh, there it is. Yeah, actually, you can see it right there. Right there. Right there, that thing. There's a big barbecue. There's a big barbecue thing there, and we all eat out here in the nice sun, while Connecticut actually had nice weather. Once you're done with lunch, if you have time, you go over here. This is the Liberty Center. It's where all the video games and computers are. For those of you who have been following me on DeviantArt since the very beginning, you'll remember I actually was writing a trio of stories that I challenged myself to see what I could write in the 20 or 30 minutes I had after I spent. I would eat lunch, in 12 or so minutes, and I'd go over here and I would write for about 15, 20 minutes before I had to go back up the hill, and that's where I did all my writing, in here, the Liberty Center. Basically, in this little back area right here, there is a computer lab, and that's where I did my writing. Up here in the back is a miniature theater with its own massive TV screen and everything. All this area here is the gaming center. Back here is some pool tables. Back here is more video gaming and also more pool tables. But anyways, so once you've done that, I don't know why it says Navy Federal Credit Union. It's not there. Yeah, the credit union's down here. I don't know why this marker is up here. But after lunch and some writing in my case, you go back up the hill, back to class, and you're there until the afternoon. Fun times. Now, you see this back wall here. There is a break room there that overlooks this back section. And that's where we hung out during our breaks. After every topic, we would take a 5 to 10 minute, we took a 15-minute break, 10 to 15-minute break, I guess it was. I think it was a 10 to 15-minute break. And we'd all go back there, all, 100 some of us, and we'd congregate and chat and etc. and just be goofy. Before we would go back down the hill in the afternoon, just whee, and all the way down here, back, through here, down to this overpass, into here. We'd scramble if it was a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We'd scramble into our PT gear, and then we'd go to a couple places. If we were meeting in the gym, we'd go down here to the gym, which is this building right here. If we were meeting on the big field, we would go over here, which is this monster, this thing here. This field on the left actually was not there. This left field, this did not exist. This was just empty space when I was there. Lots of trees and crap were in here. We used this field over here. And it wasn't, actually, I don't know if it's paved or not here. Can't really tell. I don't think it is paved. We ran around on this field here. This field was not existent. I actually got to see this field be built after I was in school here. But my very first PT session at this base was amazing. It happened over here on this patch of dead grass, right here. In case you're wondering why this grass is not dead and this grass is dead, there's actually a little creek that runs under the road here, right there, and that's why this area is so green. But yeah, so right here, it was snowing. There was like, I'd say like, not that much snow, like 4 inches of snow on the ground, and we all just arrived. It was our first day in class, and we're out there at the dawn. And we are PTing our buttocks off. And by the end of the PT session, which was like 40-some minutes, there was like, and we all stayed in place. We weren't running around. We were in place doing exercises. By the end of the PT session, there was, 100-some spots in the snow, melted spots. The rest of the field, this entire rest of the field, was covered in snow, but everywhere there was these little ovals, these little circles and ovals of blank space, blank snow where you could see the grass beneath because we'd been PTing there for so dang long. Oy, we made our own thermostats. But yeah, so that sums up the weekly in and out. One thing to note of, every Thursday class ended early, about an hour and a half early. And we'd all the classes would muster up over here, back here. Although later on, near the end of my schooling, we actually did it over here because I changed schools specifically. But I'll get to that in a little bit. But the junior school, which is everyone in here, musters here. And then and then these guys, the senior guys up here, march off down the hill. And then we follow them off down the hill. And we all march singing happily down the hill, down this route, main road of the base, all the way around here. Actually, no, not there. Sorry, I lied. We do take this turn here. We take Harder Avenue. Down here, down here, down here, all the way here, make a hard right, and we march in a big circle here. Get everyone in here. And when we stand there, we recite the Sailor's Creed, etc. Then we all fall in by ranks into the Daly Center, or Dealey Center, not Daly, Dealey Center Theater. At which point we get to see the captain and the CMC and all our other command staff saying, "Hello, how are you? Your lives suck, we know. Welcome aboard, we love you." And that was every Thursday, every single Thursday. And it was honestly kind of fun. It was genuinely fun. The submarine fleet does a great job, honestly, of instilling a certain esprit de corps. And then after that, everyone would scramble over to this building, which is the admin building, and the officer training school's up here. But they'd scramble over to this building here specifically to get their mail, because the mail room is right in here at the end. And everyone wants their mail. Every week, everyone scrambles to go check their mail. But back to the school itself, shall we? Let's shall. And your first 2 months in submarine school, in this building, the BESS building, and you're in BESS, which is Basic Enlisted Submarine School. Learning the basics of submarines at school, hence the name. Once that's been finished, 2 months, you move on to your various technical schools. If you're a torpedoman, you go down into the bowels of the earth. If you are an engineer, you're heading over this way. But if you are a technician like myself, you also go down to the bowels of the earth, just on the opposite side of the building. This end of the building over here is where the torpedo school is in the basement. On this side is the electrician's school, which is also in the basement. You do that for that's a self-paced class. They have a schedule for you to keep. They want you to complete it roughly in a month. I think I did it in just over 3 weeks. I think it was like 3 weeks and some change is how long I took to complete my electrician's course training. And once you've done your electrician's course training, you move up to the top, or not. I don't remember if it was either the top floor or the third floor. Third floor is what it was. Third floor, I believe. And that's your computer training for technician guys, and like myself. And that is again supposed to be, a month-long course. I think I took a little over a month. I think it was I was a month and some change. And between each class, unfortunately, you complete BESS. What do? You go back here, into this back section right here, and you wait. You're hanging around what's called a hold division. And the hold division, you're literally just twiddling your thumbs, waiting for them to have enough room to bring you out into the next class session, and you do that between each class session. I was lucky. Once I was finished with my computer training, I didn't have to do that again. I went straight to A school. What do you know what that meant? It meant I had to go over here again, into this building right here, get a new room key, go down here to my room down there, and haul my stuff all the way up the hill to this building. In this building, I was actually on the second floor. Right around here, I want to say, was where my room was on this building, right there. It was very fun. I actually had a roommate who had a car who said he was going to help me move my stuff, and then he and my other roommate took the fuck off, and they left me to haul my stuff up and down this damn hill. I wanted to kill them. Oh my god. Lucas Lodge and Mike Lewis, fuck you both. No, I love you guys. You're just assholes. But aren't we all? So yes, that's covering that part. Then once you're up here, that means you're a senior student or senior class member, and you are now doing A school usually when you're up here. And A school for me was down in this building. This is the A school building largely, and I was on the 5th floor for this one, the 5th deck as we called it. And I was doing sonar stuff. Lots of fun. It was a very, very interesting schedule. It was a cyclical. It was basically kind of a 6-hour schedule, 6 on, 6 off. It was very fun, just to kind of give us an idea of what's going on. The other A school buildings, of course, are this one here, which wasn't open when I was there, but now it apparently is. This one here is also another one of the A school buildings. This is where you'll get. This is the welding school as well as the mechanics school. I don't know what the hell this building is for. I never used it. I don't know anyone who used this thing, but it was some sort of schoolhouse because I saw people graduating in there. I have no idea what it was used for. But we're going to not touch on that anymore and touch on some more of the fun stuff, the training and such. This weird-looking cylindrical building is the dive tower. The dive tower used to be down on the lower base, which is all the way down here. Used to be down here in right around here, I think, is where it used to be. If I remember the old maps correctly, I think it was right around here. But it's no longer there. The dive tower was demolished, I think, in the 70s or 80s, and then they put this newfangled contraption in place, which uses the natural hill area here to do the dive tower bit instead of having the whole big damn tower. And what it is, it's a big, I don't remember how deep it is exactly, but what it is, you get put in a big suit, and you go to the bottom, they open the hatch, or they flood the chamber you're in, they open the hatch, you let go, and up you shoot like a rocket. It's an escape chamber practice event, basically. And, what you're supposed to do is, when you're in there, you yell, "Submarines!" when the thing pops, and out you go. Pop like a cork. And it's honestly kind of fun. It's terrifying, because you're under a few hundred feet of water. Well, not a few hundred feet, it's like 100 feet, I think. I think it's like 100 feet, 200 feet maybe. And you go shooting up like a cork and pop up, and you have to deploy your life vest, and it's all very exciting, really. Another fun fact, by the way, this was not here either. This barracks, when I was there, was condemned. I think it looks like it's been fully rebuilt here. It was being rebuilt because of asbestos and black mold, etc. But it's now fully functioning. I think they actually started sticking the sub-schoolers who go to this building into this building, barracks here. So it's probably a bit different now for people going there now. But this was a fun little bit of training. Very brief, but very fun. This building is the fire trainer. And it's exactly what it sounds like. There is fire, and you are training to fight it. It's very, very exciting. Not really, but it tries to be. And it's actually kind of terrifying because you're put in a dark room and everything's on fire. There's smoke, there's fire, and you have to fight it properly or you fail and you have to do it again. It's very, very annoying if you fail and you have to do it again. And this building is always breaking. Like, we'd be up here, walking by the windows, and we'd look over here, and there'd be actual smoke and shit coming out of here because they'd overheated it, and it's like, oh god, it's breaking! Shut it down before the base catches fire! Holy crap! Oh my! Oh. So that was always entertaining. Now, the other trainer, there are 3 trainers you have to do while you're here. Those are the 2 of them. This is the wet trainer. It's also called the damage control trainer. And this one, you have to train to fight fires. No, I lied. Of course not. Why would it be called the wet trainer if you're fighting fires? That other one was for fighting fires. Come on, people. Anyways, no, this one is for flooding. And this is honestly the most fun and frightening trainer you ever have to do. Because unlike every other trainer, this one where you're in a big tube and there's lifeguards, and this one where you're under constant supervision. You're not under supervision really in this one. There are trainers on the other side of a glass panel, and they are watching you and your team. It's about 7 to 8 people typically, and they're watching you and your team as you try to stop the flooding in a room that's about, maybe like 100 feet by 30 feet or so. And it's filled with pipes and gangways and everything, and you're trying to stop the flooding, and the water is getting higher and higher and higher, and you have to stay calm, and you have to find the holes and plug them up, all the while you're hearing your instructors get, they don't speak to you. They just ring a buzzer whenever you violate a safety hazard. And that's all you got to go on. You're just struggling to pass everything along. When I did that, I was the phone talker, and I remember we were watching the video feed of our guy who has to be down there because they have a watchstander who's the only person in there initially, and he's the one who has to find the flooding and call it in. He calls it in. The remaining 6 or 7 guys go running into the room. You're all getting your gear on. You look down. There's the water starting to come up slowly but steadily. It is coming up, and you rush down there. And I was the phone talker. I was one of the first guys down there. And I swear the instructors are just being dicks. Now remember, all the water flows come from this lake, this area over here. It's all like room temperature. It's all like 60, 50 degrees. It's not warm water by any means, so it's cold. I was going down the ladder, and the instructors chose that moment to activate the leak that's right behind the ladder. And so I got blasted in the back by icy cold, not icy cold, but very cold water. And I fell the rest of the way to the deck below, got up, got the phone, and just started talking to them, telling what's going on as my team's trying to stop the flooding. And there's one moment where I know the instructors were really, really trying to fuck with me. I'm on the phone going, DC Central, damage control team. What? We have leaks in this thing, and this thing. Blah, 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 blah. And as I'm saying all that, they turned on 2 jets of water on either side of the phone that went crossways across my head. So I'm like, DC Central, we have... That's all they heard. And, after the water, we got the leaks under control so I could see again. And I'm looking at the instructors, and they're laughing their asses off. They thought it was funny as hell. Here they are trying to drown Slade, and they think it's funny. Bastards. So yeah, that's training in a nutshell. It's pretty simple. I will go into some more details, of course. My first year. This is my first year here after all, and I don't want to leave you guys completely out of the loop. So first, some ghost stories, because those exist. This is the Navy. This is English Hall. I don't know if it's still here. I was told that it was shut down recently. I don't know if it's been there still or if it's being torn down and rebuilt. A lot of buildings have been torn down and rebuilt or just refurbished. English Hall, supposedly there was a chief, which is a NCO in the Navy, United States Navy, who committed suicide in this building and now haunts this building. And I will say this, when you're standing watch in that building at night, there's only 2 of you there. There's the Payos of the deck and the rover. If you're the rover walking around English Hall at night and no one else is there, and your job is to make sure all the doors are locked, and you've just walked a floor and have locked all the doors or made sure that all the doors are locked, and you hear a door slam behind you in the place you just checked, and you go there and you check it and it's still locked, you are on edge. You don't know what that was. You don't know if it was an instructor. You don't know if there's some asshole of a student playing tricks on you. You don't know what's going on. You just know there's something there. And that always happened. I have not known a single person who has stood watch in English Hall here and not been terrified by what's going on in there. It's kind of hilarious. The other 2 haunted buildings because there are two. This one's, I believe, Flucky Hall, I want to say. I want to say this is Flucky. If you've been to Submarine School already and you've seen this building, you think I'm getting it wrong, please tell me, but I think it's Flucky Hall. Flucky Hall is also creepy as hell, because you have to patrol all 6 floors, and you're by yourself as the rover in the house on the deck again. So it's really, really eerie at night. The nice thing is it has windows and everything, so you can see out. There's windows over here, windows back there. So you can actually see out, and, it's not that dark. Unlike English Hall, which is basically, completely sealed in. But still, like, we'd be down on the first floor, and there's an office next to the first floor over here, right under this awning here. And that first floor office, the lights would always turn on. Middle of the damn night, it'd be 1 in the morning. No one's in there. The lights would just go, whoosh, and then turn off a few minutes later. And obviously, the solution that makes the most plausible sense isn't ghosts. No, there's probably a mouse or something in there that's setting off the motion sensor on the lights. But it's still creepy when you're looking in there and you're like, I don't see a rat, I don't see a cat, I don't see anything at all that could set that off. And then the lights turn off again, and you're like, okay, fine, fuck it. And then it turns on again. It's like, there's still nothing in there. Fuck off. But the lights are just going on and off, on and off. And the rest of the building isn't that bad, actually. The rest of the building is actually pretty nice. Then the other building, this is, I believe this one was Dickinson Hall. I never had to be in this building except for watch standing or urinalysis, which is peeing in a cup for those of you who don't know. And so I don't remember the exact name of this one. I want to say it was Dickinson Hall. But again, if you've been to Submarine School, as I know a few of my watchers on DeviantArt and here on YouTube are Submarine guys, correct me if I'm getting the names wrong. It's been actually shite. It's been over 6 years since I've been here, since I've been in the schoolhouses here. So I don't remember all the damn names. Maybe Wilkinson. I think this is actually Wilkinson Hall is what it is. Wilkinson Hall, I believe. Again, correct me. But this place is, like I said, it's the engineers' school. Really, is what it is. But it's not the same building. It might look like one building, but this was originally 2 different buildings that were later fused into one building. And so not all the floors run the whole way through. So while there's no haunting that goes on in this place that we know of, it is creepy as shit to be walking around here in the middle of the night, and you're not really if you're new especially, it's really creepy. I can't tell you how many. I was a senior watch member on my student watch team, which meant I helped write the watch bills, and I also was responsible for making sure watches got covered, etc. How many times I got phone calls from watch standers up here who got lost, like, I can't find my rover. Where's my rover? And like the rover had wandered off over here, not realized that the 2 ground floors don't connect down here, and they're stuck in here trying to find their way out. And it was a matter of going to find them, and that's unnerving. I fully admit that was unnerving, and that was what made, I think this is Wilkinson Hall, or maybe this is Wilkinson Hall, and it's something else entirely. God, I hate the fact that there's no names on these things, but you get the idea. This place was a maze, and that's what made it scary. Was the fact that it was a damn maze. Now, some more fun. Over here is the medical center, right here. There'll be more stories about this later as they relate to things. One fun story, while I was in training, I actually walked from over here up to here because I had earache. I had this, my ear had been hurting since boot camp. I wasn't able to get it treated in boot camp, so I got it treated here. And I went in, and the corpsman saw me, and it was looking at my ear, and he was like, and this is how not to be a corpsman. All right, honestly, this is how not to be a corpsman. The corpsman looks at my ear, looks again, and goes, "Holy shit!" And then without any explanation, runs out of the room. And I'm sitting there like, here's your 23-year-old Slade going, "The fuck just happened? Why did he run out of the room? What do I have?" And I was kind of panicking because this corpsman didn't say shit. He just said, "Holy shit," and ran. And I was thinking, oh shit, I must have something really, really bad. I'm gonna die. Yay. But no, the medical officer comes back. She looks at my ear, and next thing you know, I am sitting there in a hospital gown, as she has a parade of corpsmen coming up and looking in my ear, and there's poor Slade like, "I just came up here because my ear hurts. Why are you all looking in my ear? What the fuck is going on?" And it turned out I just had a really nasty ear infection, like really bad. So bad that the medical officer wanted to show all her corpsmen what it looked like. That's how bad this was. And according to her, I shouldn't have been walking. I shouldn't have been able to walk, let alone up the hill to medical. Now, fun fact, Now, you can't really see it, of course, but right here, there's this little break in the trees. Right here. And that is a steel stairway that goes the whole way down the hill and comes out right down here behind Rock Lake. That, my friends, is the stairway to heaven. We call it that because whenever you walk up it, you're probably going to get some narcotics that will make you feel like you're high as a kite, so high that you're shaking hands with St. Peter, as a matter of fact. So thusly, this stairway that goes through the bushes up here, etc., up to this point here, is known as the Stairway to Heaven. And that is all kinds of fun. Now, while I was in school here, I actually made a good friend named Matza. Don't ask me what the rest of his name is. If you can't figure out he's Jewish by his last name, then knowing the rest of his name isn't going to make it any better. But yeah, we were in electrician and computer class together, and we both lived in this barracks at the time. We had the same class. We were night class. We got out of class at midnight. We'd come down here, meet up at 1 o'clock, and then we'd walk. We'd walk across space, and we'd come up here and walk up the hill, and then we'd go over here and walk down this road, or this stairway right here, along the back side of the school building, and down this road here, and over here, to this area here, which is the back gate. Once this resolutes, this is the back gate. We'd come up here, and we would run. This is called Perimeter Road, and I'll tell you another funny story about this in a moment. But we would run Perimeter Road in the night. There's no lights back here. There's no lighting back here whatsoever. It was all just running. And we did this in the dark with no flashlights. We were stupid. We were, manly men. And the way we knew we were on the path was that and that you can see, it gets lost in the trees here. You can kind of tell where it goes. But this isn't flat, by the way. This is all up and down, steep angles and everything. And you go back here, and I believe, here it goes. Here's the sharp turn. And it comes out. Oh, God, I lost it again. Where is it gone? Oh, there it is. Okay, there it is. And we'd run this. This is I want to say this is, I think this is 1.7 miles is what this is, this road, and it pops out here. Well, sorry, it doesn't pop out there. I lost the road. There it is. Here it is. Yeah, so this part of the road continues down here, but there's a gate that keeps from doing that, and a cliff too. But then the actual road comes out here, pops out here, and you just continue on. And we would run down this way, and around here. And we'd run. And keep in mind, this is like 1:30 in the morning that we're doing this. And we just keep going all the way down here. And go. And oh my God, come on, Google, you can do it. Jesus. Until we got to the gym right here. And we'd stop at the gym. We'd stretch. Drink some water at the fountain. And then we'd keep going. We'd run some more. Because running is good for you. And we wanted to kill ourselves by the end of it. But we keep going over down here, wherever the map decides to render. Come on. Damn you, map. Keep up with me. How dare you not keep up with me? You have failed me. Yeah, so we keep running. Whee! And then we'd get down to here, this lane here. We'd hang right this way. Run along the front of the base, past the fields, that's the ATM, good. I thought I was calling it the Naval Federal Credit Union. I'd say, bite me, you buggers. Run this way, along this area here, up here, around and around, over this way again, and down, and we'd run right up to the barracks door, and then we'd stop and stretch again, and then we'd go inside, get something to drink, and go to bed to do it all over again the following night. We did that every night for about 2 months while we were in school together. And oh my God, was it fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. The only time that ever went wrong for us was up here. Over here, at the base entrance, yet again, this other gate that was only ever open in the mornings, really. We were running along back here, this first stretch of road right here, and we heard footsteps. And usually it was just up. Or not just up, just us up there. There was no one else who was crazy enough to run Perimeter Road at night, because there's actually shit out there that'll eat you. They have bears and crap and other animals, just like home, actually. And so most people didn't do that. We did. We were crazy. and we heard footsteps, and we stopped, and we're wondering who that was. And here comes another sub-schooler, a guy we knew, running in the other direction, and he sees us, we see him, we're like, hey! And he says, hey! And we all stopped and talked for a moment. We're like, what the fuck are you doing out here? Oh, I'm running. Well, so are we. We're all insane. Why are we up at 1 a.m.? Shouldn't we all be in bed? Probably. But, oh well. The other funny story about this, we used to run this every Wednesday with Master Chief. Right here, this area here, used to be some old beat-up tennis rackets courts before this showed up. This building is brand new, actually. It was built while I was on the base. But there used to be old tennis racket courts here. What's left of them right there, these little patches of whatever the hell that is. But these tennis rackets courts, we'd come there and we'd PT with Master Chief. It was called, Master Chief's PT. And then we'd run along here, and this Master Chief had a voice like Mickey Mouse. He legitimately sounded like Mickey fucking Mouse. I can't do that voice at all. I wish I could, because I'd give it to you, but yeah, he sounded like Mickey Mouse. And he was a big fitness nut, so we'd work out with him. We'd go running, and then he would disappear on the run somewhere, and he would without fail. Everyone had this story. Everyone had this exact same story. You'd be getting tired because Perimeter Road is almost 2 miles long. It's tough. It's a rough run. It's up and down hills. It's on winding roads and everything else. And the way we did it, we'd run the whole length of it, which you just saw, and then we'd come back the other way. And so it was grand total of over 3 miles, just over 3 miles of running. And we'd get tired. We'd be like, okay, I'm going to walk a little bit. I'm tired out. I'm ahead. I'm good. I can walk a little bit. And then suddenly he pops out of the bushes, out of nowhere, from behind a tree, out Master Chief. He's like, hoo-yah, man, don't give up. Keep going. And it's like, where did you come from? Mickey, back in your top hat. Jesus Christ, man, you're going to give me a heart attack. So yeah, we had a white ninja in our group. It was creepy. It was weird, but we loved him. He was actually a very lovable Master Chief. He was very, very much in tune with the troops, so to speak. But yeah, I've basically covered all the essentials of my first year here at Submarine Base New London. There's a few little things I'm going to go over real quick. Funny stories, really. When I was standing watch once in this building, a gentleman came in drunk as shite, one of the students, and decided to he needed a drink out of the vending machines located right here. He was, like I said, drunk as fuck. And myself, I was the quarterdeck watch, and I had a pass of the deck there with me, and we were sitting there chatting, and then we hear this crash over in the vending machine area, and we're looking over there. None of the vending, we're like, you okay? He just calls. It was the same guy, actually. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. It's something with an E, but I don't remember what it was. Same guy that my friend and I ran into running on this road. This is, a bit later. He was in here, and he was drunk, and he had broken a Snapple bottle, and reached in to grab the Snapple bottle, being so drunk that he didn't realize it was broken, and he shredded his hand. His hand was cut to pieces. He was bleeding everywhere. And so we were just like, oh shit, this is bad. And so we look at him as he comes out, and we're like, dude, you all right? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. And then he just goes splat onto the desk, onto the logbook, and that logbook just got covered in blood because his hand looked like diced meat because he'd been running it around inside the Snapple machine trying to get the broken Snapple bottle out. We had to call the hospital. They sent an ambulance, and off he went to get treated. It was really, really funny. Not. Also, we lost power a lot on this base. Power was out all the time. And one night, we lost power up here before lights out. It was before 2200. And we had fun. We're all out, and the emergency lights were out in the P-ways. So we're all in the P-ways sitting around. Some of us have a guitar. A couple people had guitars. They were playing that. Some of us had laptops were on there. Other people were playing card games. And two of my buddies, Michael Tonis and Enrico Gonzalez, I believe his name was, put on, they stripped down to their boxers and went running around in the dark with the emergency lighting on, wearing luchador masks and capes, and they came by and they just came by randomly, ran past, and grabbed my buddy Rizzo's soda and took the fuck off. And they were running, he's running after them, and we're all sitting there in the P-waves watching as they're running back and forth, up and down stairs, down ladders, over everywhere, and finally they ran past us again. And Tonis tosses me the bottle. I grab the bottle, open my door, throw it inside, closes the door. Rizzo comes running by. He's like, where are they? We just pointed down the hall where they ran. Rizzo keeps chasing them. And this went on for like another 30 minutes of them being chased around the building by Rizzo, who thinks they have a soda. He finally caught up to them somehow. I don't know where. But he caught up to them in some other part of the building. And they didn't have a soda, and they said that I had it. And he comes over to me, he's like, "Where's my Mountain Dew?" I'm looking at him, I have no idea what you're talking about. In the most innocent and gleeful way possible. And, of course, I eventually gave him his soda back, but, you know, it was fun goading him a bit. So that's that little bit of antics. That covers most of the antics that happened to me up here. Down in the other part of the base, the other barracks, the junior barracks down here, not as many funny things happened here, honestly. It was just kind of grindy. I did live here a little bit later on, and I'll get to that in a moment if you'll wait for me. That'll be the next video. But some of the fun stuff here, the laundry room was on the second deck back here, this back section right here. There's the laundry room on this deck here. And for some reason, I don't know why, but this stairwell, this ladder well here, always had fucking bats in it. And I'm not even kidding, I mean actual fucking bats. And so we'd be down here on the second deck doing our laundry, and some poor idiot would come running out the door going, "Oh God, bats!" And he'd be followed by, inevitably, a bat or two, and we'd all get chased out of there by bats, so we'd be down here telling the payoffs of the deck, "Oh shit, there are bats!" And they'd have to call the local wildlife people who'd come up here and get the bats out, take them out, and that'd be that. But there were always bats in here for some reason. They would chase us all out because, you know, we were told to stay away from bats because rabies. I don't know if they actually had rabies, but we were told to stay away from them because rabies, and I didn't want to find out if they did have rabies. Another funny story, I was working here in this building as the quarterdeck watch, and everyone was out here, a bunch of guys were out here smoking in the smoke pit right here, and they all suddenly screamed. And I heard them scream, and I was like, "What's going on?" And they all ran here, slammed these outer doors, ran through the front doors, closed them, and they're all inside. I'm looking at them, "What's the matter?" And they're like, "Skunk!" And I look out the door, and sure enough, we had an albino skunk that lived with us. I don't know if it's still there. If you've gone through sub school recently, let me know if the skunk still attacks people at the smoke pit, because that's fucking awesome if it still happens. There's this albino, almost all white skunk. I don't know if it was fully albino or not, but I want to say it looked all white whenever I saw it, and it was right here outside the door, clawing at the door, going, "Ah, ah, ah." It wanted in. It wanted these guys' butts. I don't think it likes smokers. Maybe it was the ghost of a skunk that died of secondhand smoke and had come back to haunt us as punishment. You'll never know. Anyways, that is the sum total of my first year at Naval Submarine Base, New London, really. There are a couple other incidents, which I will go over in a little bit here, later on, really, but the next video will have to be contained in that. The next video, I'm going to cover some of the extracurricular activities I participated in, and the holding sections I was in specifically, before I get to my other job statuses here. But this has been a very brief tour, in brief, and again, I didn't cover the entire base, because this base is actually kind of, you know, all-consuming. There's actually a lot of it to see. As you can see, there's a lot of it, and we haven't even covered the waterfront yet, which I will get to, I promise. But yeah, this is the first bit of this tour. It's been going now for a while, I think, so I think you're sick of me. If you're not sick of me, then heaven help you. But thank you for watching, and we'll be picking off where we left off, right here. Where we'll pick up right here next time on the next video for my part series in the Naval Submarine Base New London videos. Thank you, and farewell!